Welcome back to All Sorts of Sports.
Sports in your ass.
In your
All of 'em.
ass.
Yep.
Oh, wow. You getting involved too? Okay.
Yep. Because guess what? Fuck it.
I like it.
Welcome to week 2. How you guys feeling?
I mean, you liking sports in your ass is throwing me a little off guard, but it's great. I'm feeling good. Plus, the AC is now
I'm
working.
married. So it could happen. And nobody else would know. And it doesn't matter because I'm married.
Sports could be in his ass.
Yep.
That's between him and his wife.
Yep.
And God.
And
Yeah, and God.
ultimately maybe KDot if he asks enough times.
Yeah. And if somebody like puts cameras in the house, you know, they might see some shit they're not supposed to see. But
Was it a golf ball?
ping pong. All right. So how
Be
y'all
careful
doing?
of the ping pong. Sometimes they're hard to come out.
I did not know that, but didn't want to know that either.
Looking like it laying a tiny egg. All right, let's move on.
Duck, duck, goose.
Wife's in line at CVS trying to buy an enema. What's this for?
Don't worry about it.
Enema, the world's smallest plunger.
Remind me never to play beer pong at James's house.
Yeah, no.
I play all the time. I'm really fucking good too.
Yeah, don't trust them ping pong balls.
Well, that's why we put water there and you drink out of your own cup.
All right.
All right. So
Week what?
yeah, week 2. We're gonna get to football in a second, right? But there has been some NBA news. Some stuff we're not going to talk about too much, but some news just broke that the Rockets are trying to trade Kevin Porter Jr. in the wake of the allegations of assault on his girlfriend. If he did that shit, fuck him.
Yeah, no, you can't trade him right now.
Well, they're trying. That's what Shams just said.
No, but you can't.
I don't
Nobody
know
should touch
anybody
him.
that would want to touch that right now at this particular point in time.
Unless there's some like very new news that just came out, but he's still in jail. No, he's out of jail.
Yeah.
But you got to let that process play out. And also, he's had so many. It's not like this is a flash,
guess what?
like a one-time thing.
That is what I just learned. I had
no
no idea.
What he like? Do you remember stormed off the court? He had
like
other,
that shit.
He had other assaults. He had that freak out when they changed his locker. Like he's got some things he's got to work himself.
Look, it's wrong to do any of this shit, but it's because of his actions on court and off. It's one of those people you never want to be the guy that when something like this gets alleged, everyone could say, "Oh, we see it." It's why would any organization? It's his. I'm not taking that away, but it's he created his own brand in that sense. But it's like I don't know any organization would want to be okay with trading for that right now unless it was like just an offload of money of some sort and it ended up with him. But but I still but you don't. I don't think you'd want that name dealing with whatever it is that the ramifications are.
Well, I mean, whoever trades for him, if somebody does trade for him right now, I can see the spin on it being like, well, we did this just for a salary cap dump. He's not going to be on the team, and we got draft picks.
Yeah.
Like, I can see that. They can pull like a John Wall where it's like, all right, you're here.
Yeah, I don't like comparing anybody's name to it because nobody else is getting traded.
What I'm saying
I get what you're saying in theory.
I'm not saying John Wall did nothing.
I totally understand, but I'm saying that the idea that can we think of another guy that got traded while they were in the midst of something like this?
I mean, Deshaun.
That's different. It's not the same. It's a little different.
He was out of football for quite some time.
Yeah, he was out for like a year.
Yeah, I mean.
Okay. Then the process played out.
And then the process was at like ending stages.
Right.
When
after a very long period of time. This is fairly fresh.
And then he got suspended. Nothing has happened in this case. Like, he got arrested 2 days ago.
This just feels very, very premature for anybody.
Very different because there was an arrest made in this one. There was not one made in Deshaun's.
Yeah, good point. And then, but I mean, the fact that the Rockets are already putting out feelers now. Like
that makes sense for the Rockets. I mean, the Rockets should be saying, hey, we're trying to jettison this motherfucker as fast as possible. But the rest of the leagues, you have to look at the Rockets like, okay, good for you.
The Grizzlies.
I mean,
that's the only team I can think of. Or China.
No.
China.
Maybe the what's that? Where's Jokic from?
Serbia.
Maybe go play for the Serbian leagues. See what happens over there. Those guys have fire in the stands. That shit is crazy. Looks like a soccer game. All right, moving on. Fuck that guy.
Fuck this dude.
Yeah. I mean, if he did that shit, like,
would she trip and he fell?
Stupid.
Yeah, all right. You don't end up with a broken vertebrae.
I just remember that press conference where he was saying like how the rocket saved his life and all that shit, and then you do this.
But even if he's innocent of this itself, there's enough smoke in its fucking mustard gas. Like, it's just fuck this dude.
The man needs therapy.
All right. Moving on, because don't want to spend too much time on him. And then more will be revealed, and prayers to everybody involved.
Except him.
The super redeem team.
Some prayers.
Yeah, it's just you cover your bases. Super redeem team. There's not really a name for him yet, so
that's probably gonna stay.
Oh, really?
It's so bad.
I literally just came up with that.
Well, you need to start tweeting it more, and so they can give you credit because they're searching for something.
Yeah, but
so after the U.S. failed to even get bronze in the World Cup this year, we lost to fucking Germany. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So after that,
dude, there was a solid amount of good Nazi memes featuring Dennis Schroeder, and I realized the people that made that are probably in their 20s, don't have a real good grasp on the Nazis. But I do commend them. I do commend them for trying, because they were getting after us.
There was one that said like, Nah, I ain't gonna say it. I can't say it. If there was a certain somebody that was in Germany like quite a while ago, they was like, do you think he would fuck with Schroeder? Like on some chill shit?
I mean, do you remember? No, you remember Hitler was at the Olympics when black people won, and he lost his fucking mind.
Yeah, it's the Jesse Owens and them, right?
Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
So, it's the Olympics in Paris. When's it? Next year?
2024.
Yeah. So next year. So LeBron's already talking about being there, and then it's like, since it's in Paris, all the dudes that love fashion, like Kuzma, James Harden, they're all going to try to be there. Devin Booker is already talking about being there. Like Steph Curry. They called LeBron. Who forgot the guy who Samuel L. Jackson plays in Avengers?
Nick Fury.
Yeah, they call him Nick Fury. Like, oh, I'm trying to assemble a basketball team. So if that happens, we're gonna run shit. Beat everybody by 30.
Is Casey gonna be there?
Yep. All of them.
Well, I mean, 2020 in Tokyo, you had Bam, Booker, Durant, Jeremy Grant, Draymond Green, Drew Holiday, Zach LaVine, Dame Lillard, JaVale McGee, Chris Middleton, Jason Tatum. Mm-hmm. I think what you're seeing right now with this particular thing, we've still dominating Olympic basketball. All right. We haven't not won gold since 2004. And that's when we won bronze. We've won gold every other year. Beyond that, and then you skip that, you go back, there's a lot more gold medals. Mm-hmm. I think what this is about is, after seeing what the USA just did and losing to Germany, and being that, if we're really being honest about it, the future, what looks like the face of the NBA, is all European. Giannis Antetokounmpo, Nikola Jokic, Luka Doncic,
Dennis Schroeder.
No. He's still known for dropping the bag.
Oh, wait. And what's his face? That kid from Miami played really well. Jovic.
Yeah.
So you got this. So I think what you're having right now is that there's a conversation that's happening, in the sense of, hey, European basketball, world basketball is catching up to the USA. And I think what they want to do is make sure that everybody knows, no, not really. Because the conversation has been, when it came to what's dude's name that
Noah Lyles.
Yeah.
Noah Lyles. And look, Noah was right. I don't understand why everybody was making.
Giannis has his back.
Because he's right. I mean, that's been the joke about America for so long, is that our sports leagues that are just here in this country, we consider ourselves the world champions. Which, look, are we probably the best teams in the world? Yes, but you're still not technically the world champions. You haven't beat the entire world. The NBA, I get it because it's international. Anybody can come to the NBA, so you're just the best in the world.
Anybody can get it.
But I get what the sentiment was. I didn't understand the pushback so hard on him. The motherfuckers just being power bottoms out here, just pushing all the way back. But I think what the United States wants to do, or what you have a lot of the players, the big names in America want to do, is just make sure that they write the script on feeling that their generation was as dominant as the 92 Dream Team or anything. They haven't had that signature. We still talk about the 92 Dream Team like a motherfucker, right? But then you got all these other guys who've gone through multiple generations now since that feel as though, hey, we want to make sure that we known on the international stage as being the baddest motherfuckers alive. So Godspeed if they do it. I'm still of the idea that unless they're paying a good amount of money, I'm probably still not fucking doing that shit. But but I get pride, this, that. Do your thing.
Let me ask you again. Where is it going to be?
Paris. All those people are going to want to. You get a free trip to Paris?
But here's the thing. Going. I don't have to play in the Paris Olympics to go to Paris for the Olympics. And
it's not about just being in Paris. It's about being in Paris at that time. The spectacle that's going to be.
Is there not one of these motherfuckers on NBA salary can't afford to make it out to Paris for the Olympics?
No, you're not hearing that's not what I'm saying. I agree with you there, right? But what I'm saying is it's not about just being in Paris. It's about being in Paris at that time.
You realize that the Olympics has very strict rules on what you can and can't do and where you can and can't go.
Wouldn't it be a lot more freeing to not
kidding
be
me?
an Olympic athlete?
You know what the fucking... It's an absolute fucking strategic nightmare to get all these countries, a lot of them that don't fucking like each other, and have their most famous athletes all show up at once. There was what was that thing? I think it was in Munich that one time. Didn't go super well. And so after that, you don't get to leave and do whatever you want to do because it's Paris.
Okay.
Because they remember munching.
Shout out to Mossad. Look, it's a lot. Like if these motherfuckers want, you cannot. I'm sorry. Anybody that's thinking we need to go out to Paris, I need to be on the Olympic team so I can be a part of the Paris scene during the Olympics is motherfucker. The best way to do that is to not be on an Olympic team and just go to fucking Paris. Like there's so much more freedom in not having to play basketball games.
I feel it's going to be
do whatever you want to do.
I think mostly this is LeBron saying, if I wanted to play in one, this is going to be the last one because I'm getting old. KD's getting old. Chris Paul's getting old. Those motherfuckers.
Steph Curry's getting old.
Let's go have fun and have our moment.
They might not have the ability to do it 4 years from now. And they're like, oh, we just lost. This is our time to put us back on the map and go do it. So,
or all those names 4 years from now probably be washed. So there's oh
no, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. 4 years from now, Austin Reeves is the best American player.
Fairly washed. I mean, but I'm just saying, 4 years from now, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, LeBron James
in their 40s.
Steph is absolutely the best out of those three in 4 years because he can spot up and shoot, right? But we're talking about 4 years. But 4 years from now, what does Jokic, Antetokounmpo, and Doncic and some of these other European guys and probably the younger crowd look like? They're hitting their peak.
Well, they're 30. They would be competing against Anthony Edwards, John Moran if he gets his shit together, like a Booker, like those guys.
I mean,
not the old.
But that'd be the thing. If the old heads want the opportunity to do this,
this is now.
This is the final time.
Yeah, and it's a great place to go to.
Paris.
Yeah,
man. France is awesome.
All right.
Although there's been this new thing on TikTok to shit on Paris. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
It's like all these people go to Paris for this place is dirty.
If you go to Paris wanting to do anything but tour and eat and drink wine at literally any time of day, don't go to Paris.
I actually have a confession to make. When I went to France, when I was in France last year, I flew into Paris, but the airport's not directly in Paris. It's like a little suburb. Then I drove to Le Touquet, which is on the northern northeast coast, and then I went to Lille. I came back to stay in a Paris suburb, and the idea was to go into Paris, do the Eiffel Tower and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
We said, fuck it. We didn't feel like spending the money. We just stayed in the fucking suburb and ate kebabs. It was a dope time. staying around like the African immigrants and stuff in the Paris suburbs was actually pretty dope. We were like, I got to see the Eiffel Tower from the road and from the plane. I was like, that's all I wanted to do. I wanted to see it. I saw it. I'm good. I'll go back, but I'm good.
Okay, fair enough.
But France was dope, and they drive better than we do over here.
Shit.
And Paris is very, very black.
All right, so the last thing for NBA, then we can get to what everybody who's still here is waiting for: football.
No, they've scrolled through all of them.
Yeah, the timestamps are here.
Oh, okay. Nice. Well, the NBA player participation policy that the NBA just came out with in regards to NBA teams not being able to rest 2 stars.
We knew this was coming.
Yeah. Do you guys agree with like the actual policy itself?
Oh, but it's dumb. Because all they have to do is look at the Miami Heat script from last year, and it's fine. The Miami Heat put their entire starting 5 and listed them all as injured so that they can bring up other players for a game that didn't matter.
Yeah.
That's it.
LeBron and AD are injured today, so they cannot play. I mean, I get it. I see what they're trying to do. So we saw all those stories from kids who traveled from, Croatia to see, their favorite player. And then that player is not playing because it's a rest day. And they spent thousands of dollars and the kid's very sad. I see what they're trying to do. They're trying to kind of save face for when this still happens. And then the NBA can be like, but we said that they can't do that.
Well, the other part was the 65 games in order to be eligible for a lot of stuff. And that affects the players' pockets at the end of the day, too. So I think that'll be one to monitor as well.
I feel like it doesn't affect their pockets with these Supermax deals.
Well, you can't get certain levels until you got to hit all NBA or whatever like that. Like you can't be on one of those teams if you don't play 65 games.
Right. So on your contract year, you make sure that you get in your 65. And once you get paid, why would it be that you care?
That's a good point.
Because I got a $62 million a year.
The main thing is what everybody was saying as far as the load management aspect. If you got what they always do is close your eyes and dream. There's a poor little 10-year-old whose parents saved up 3 paychecks to get them to watch the basketball game, and they go to the game and they're ready to go watch, and little Johnny has this thing of popcorn and a hot dog and he's sitting down ready to play, and LeBron James is out because of load management. Oh my God, Johnny's heart is broken. It's still going to happen.
They actually ran that story.
Right. It's still going to happen. I mean, there are less than 50 players in the entire league affected by the rule, right? Like the ones that qualify for the criteria. That even on that, the goal is to stop multiple stars from doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, but majority of the time that I'm looking at any of these teams, there's always one guy that anybody really gives a shit about at any given point in time. And I think that it helps to a certain degree alleviate that. But I mean, if you're a LeBron fan and LeBron's taking one of those nights off, I don't think you'll be satiated by the fact that AD is playing. Like, you're a LeBron fan, so it doesn't really fucking matter. But I see that they're just trying to take steps to try to get the league or the conversation more wrapped around guys playing more, even though for all purposes, as far as what it takes to win a championship, it makes more sense. And I think that what we were looking at specifically is like the Denver Nuggets and last year going to a championship. And you can see Nikola Jokic and those guys calmed it way the fuck down during the stretch to make sure that they were fresh for the playoffs. And at the end of the day, if you're one of those star athletes that are on that top 50 list, you're still going to you're still going to take certain pay cuts or whatever the fuck it takes if it leads you to a goddamn championship. And you're still making the salary in which you are making, which an NBA contract being as guaranteed as they are, you could take a hit 1 year to try to go make your run. Do I think Jokic does the exact same thing next year? Probably, but probably not. But he has his chip. So, I mean, I just still think it's part of the strategy of basketball now. And I don't think that's going away.
Well, and also,
thanks, Pop.
A lot of people have players on their bench that may only play 2 minutes. So, if if it comes down to it, you just run LeBron James out there for the tip, have him, run the first 2-3 minutes, and then sit him on the bench and bring up, somebody off the bench to.
I can definitely see teams doing that.
Take the majority of the minutes, and I'm sure that's going to happen more often than not. So
what they need to do is have a ticket clause. If X star doesn't play, what you do is if Little Johnny has a ticket, if Little Johnny has a ticket, he can push X. If certain player doesn't play, then you can refund that ticket before the game to go watch another.
Nah, because the NBA wants their money.
Of course.
And it's not just that one ticket. You got to also take into account the hotel, the flights, the time off of work.
Well, I'm sorry. If you're doing that much for one game and money's tight,
you should have watched it on NBA
like
TV.
A Republican. Make better decisions.
Or if you fly over from wherever and
but those are so few and far between.
Shit. Yeah, for a regular season game, that's a lot of fucking work.
People do that. Like
I know, I'm aware.
Like
I'm aware.
Every game, there's a bunch of people like, oh, I flew from England to watch.
But to me, that's watching basketball. That's you haven't gotten a chance to see NBA basketball in person.
They're coming to watch. Like nowadays, a lot of people are fans of players and
of course. Of course. That's why I'm saying the ticket clause.
Well, you should have been there for more than one game then.
Yeah. All right.
I'm the NBA.
Let's go on to the shit that we care about the most.
Do we?
Football. Yes. Oh,
I do.
Sorry, Ryan.
Not him. Not us being right about Josh Allen.
Well, no, I ain't saying shit yet because we play him. But I'm
we can play Josh Allen 10 times in the goddamn row. He probably whoop our ass 10 times in a row. I'm still not changing my opinion on Josh Allen. Like he has to play better. Like that's just what it is.
And he says it himself. So it's not
he
like
has to know it. He's not a fucking idiot.
Yeah. All right. We'll get to Josh Allen in a minute. But the first thing we got to talk about is Aaron and the 4 snaps that he was able to play as a New York Jet.
75 seconds, baby.
Also, Green Bay got screwed. That second round pick they thought would turn into a first. Nope.
But did they get screwed?
Yeah,
no. I'll tell you why.
They didn't overall because actually they moved on and they got no.
They promoted Jordan Love.
I know, but we're not gonna do that part yet. All right, let's talk about Aaron and what do you think is gonna happen with the Jets now?
They win 3 more games. They have a bad quarterback.
Hey, they beat y'all though.
No, they did. And look, I'm not going to discount that. Josh Allen had one of the worst games I've ever seen, and they won on a kickoff return. They have a good run game. Their secondary is not as good as I thought it was, except for the one kid who had 3 interceptions. But you scheme for one quarterback and you get another. Everybody's going to be ready for Zach Wilson again. So he's not good, and it's going to be really hard to, much like Josh Allen playing like garbage, it's going to be really hard to overcome Zach Wilson playing like garbage for the majority of the games this year. But Aaron will be back next year. I have no doubt in that.
Zach Wilson essentially started that game.
Yep.
So, all right.
No, but I'm saying we never expected to see him.
But it's not like it was a tough adjustment.
Oh no, there is so much that went wrong. I'm just saying Zach Wilson is, lest we forget, he's not a good quarterback, which is why they went out to get Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, fair enough.
Look,
and you see how sad all their receiving core is.
Yeah.
Not one of them is happy.
The whole team is depressed
because you build up this whole thing with Aaron. You spent the whole offseason.
Y'all both watch Hard Knocks, right?
No.
Oh, damn. All right. So in Hard Knocks, what was so cool about this season of Hard Knocks is that this was by far the best quarterback that's ever been on the show. So like the thing is that what was so cool to me being a Washington fan that's never really experienced having the guy in the building, right? The most I had at any given point in time was RG3 for a rookie season. So like that's the cream of the crop that I've seen, right? So it's like or Brad Johnson in the late 90s. He was pretty dope. But
Brad
then
Johnson
we got rid of his ass. And he won a Super Bowl in Tampa. But whatever. Yep.
I know.
The spirit of the the spirit of that team and that organization and the way that they believed in Aaron and the way they carried themselves with swag because they had the guy. You see every coach is like, hey, last year we didn't have a guy that can make that throw. Look at that throw. And you see Zach Wilson, yeah, shucks, man. I guess so.
And guess what they got now? They got the guy who can't make that throw.
But so, look, there's no getting around. Zach Wilson's not good. I like Zach Wilson personally. I think he has arm talent, and I think majority of his issue, almost all of his issues are all mental.
You don't like him because he be fucking people's moms.
That is not the reason I like him, but it doesn't hurt.
I like Zach Wilson because I actually think he has abilities. It's just a matter of getting your brain wrapped around it, right? So it's like, I always think that through certain coaching, maybe somebody taps into something and you change your ways because you have so much raw ability, right?
Maybe it's Aaron Rodgers. Who knows?
But the thing was that, so the idea would be, okay, so Zach has been with Aaron for the last couple months. Was that enough to rub off on him? No, fuck no. We just saw in this game. Zach still looks like shit. But he can still make that throw that he made to like Garrett Wilson. And Garrett Wilson looks amazing. And it's like, cool.
No, he made that throw. I could have made that goddamn throw. It was a horrible throw. Garrett is just fantastic.
The thing with Zach, and so I'm actually going to compare him to Josh Allen for a second. Josh Allen, being the gunslinger that he is, puts himself. The thing with Josh Allen is every single hole that Buffalo digs out of to have some miraculous comeback is a hole that motherfucker's holding the shovel in his hand. He's the one that did it, right? So it's like, so you get credit, but you also like, hey, you're responsible for putting this in. But he's like, hey, it's all good. I got us back out, right? And sometimes it doesn't fucking work that way. Zach Wilson's clearly not as talented as Josh Allen, and he makes some really, really dumb decisions. The thing is that if they can manage him to a certain level, they have a team in which you do not have to rely on Zach Wilson doing dumb shit. Like, and I think that's another thing that was glaring about the game plan is that I always thought going into this season, the recipe for the Jets was to rely on the run game and have the passing game be clearly secondary to the run. We saw Breece Hall in that game. He looked fucking awesome. Well, and there's a matter
reminiscent of that Patriots game last year where we knew they were going to run and did nothing about it.
Right.
All right. So what did you do the week after?
We slammed people into the fucking ground.
That's what I'm worried about.
Yes, it's going to happen. You're not like this is going to be the worst game of the season, and that's fantastic.
No, it won't be.
It's behind.
No, it won't be because when you guys lose in the wild card, it'll be that much heartbreaking. So like
okay, that's the postseason.
Okay, yeah, but the thing with the Jets is that you can see the game plan going into week one.
I know you don't know
was much more. Aaron Rodgers is going to lead us into something, right? And you can see that they were still fucking that up. You saw Aaron's complaint off number one, and I was talking to my boy Brendan the entire game, and Brendan was the first person. He was like, "Why do they keep fucking shot blocking, man?" And I was like, I started saying, "Well, maybe it was a screen that got blown up," and then you look at the replay, and it's like, that wasn't a screen.
And Aaron complained about that too
because it leaves him no fucking time, right? So like, there's no time to get anything done when you're doing that kind of block. These guys can reset pretty fucking easily and come after you. So like, there is an element of, I don't know what Hackett's doing. I don't know what the offense is doing. I don't know if they went into this year thinking that Aaron was going to throw 40 times a fucking game, but that's not the recipe for success for the Jets. If they run the ball and keep it limited to Zach Wilson, and even if Zach Wilson's throwing 50-50 balls to fucking Garrett Wilson, you do have a defense that can overcome some of that shit.
Yep.
And if you stick to the run game and Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook are fucking healthy, you got something. It's old school. It might not, it won't win you a Super Bowl, but it gets you in the fucking dance. And anything's possible when you get there.
Dalvin Cook looked good.
So I'm just saying, if they limit Zach Wilson and his ability to fuck them over, which he still will do, but just limit his ability to do so, it's cool. Because another thing that people don't remember with the Jets last season, they finished with 7 wins. But all but one of those wins came before week 11. They went on a run, and that run included Breece Hall and the running attack and the defense going. When Breece Hall went down, the team changed dramatically.
And they had who is it? Something White, the quarterback that they
Mike White.
Mike White. Mike White looked great.
Yeah, Mike White looked pretty fucking good.
And then they were like, we don't want this guy.
Well, because there was another guy, and then they also had what's his name? Joe Flacco. But hey, the record speaks for itself. Zach Wilson was 5-4 as a quarterback last year for the Jets. Joe Flacco 1-3. Mike White 1-3. They can win games with Zach. The only thing they need to worry about is that if he doesn't turn into a whole other guy, they cannot go into next season with this dude.
I feel like the fact that Aaron was there the whole offseason and he had the opportunity to learn from him. Let's see what he can do.
What we just saw in week 1, there's nothing he learned from.
Yeah. He did not win that game.
They won.
The Bills lost that game.
No, Josh Allen lost that game.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, also the Bills defense couldn't stop the run for their goddamn lives. But
Josh Allen lost that game.
If Josh Allen doesn't make one of those mistakes, the Bills win. So.
Oh, and shout out to Xavier Gibson. Great story on fucking Hard Knocks. Everybody's fucking rooting for him, and that was a hell of a fucking walk off, man.
Yep, agreed.
Oh yeah, I did see that clip.
So I'm gonna be quick with this whole apology tour that I promised some of my friends I would give if certain things happened.
Did all of them happen?
They did. Yeah. Yeah. So my friend John, I'm gonna clip this and send it to him.
Is this a Dear John letter?
No. Oh. He's a Bucks fan. So like he's from Florida.
Get your weight up.
And I've hated John since I met him. Because
fuck you, John.
This is a fuck you, John letter.
No, he's actually a groomsman in the wedding. But the Bucks beat us.
Drink all the water down there, John.
That's not an insult.
Tap water.
But that's like
drink the tap water.
Ponds. There's a turtle pond, right? It's safe to drink from, John.
Sorry, keep going.
So the Bucks won.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be offensive. I thought it was legit a thing just because our body's in the way that, like, if you're used to water in certain areas, you're not supposed to.
Yeah, that is correct.
So the Bucks won. I thought they had no shot in hell, but they did. The Bucks won. So I was real disrespectful on the phone. So I apologized on the phone the same way with the same energy. So I'm gonna give a little bit extra here.
Do you yell, fault, I'm bro. Sorry?
Did
you yell, I'm sorry?
I didn't yell in the front end.
I
was like, y'all ain't gonna do shit. And I was like, y'all ain't gonna do shit. But they did shit.
Stop sleeping on Baker, man.
Yeah, Baker.
Hey, look.
Your weight.
Baker. My bad. All
right. Gotta never wavered on Baker.
Look, next.
I was wrong as shit last year.
Spend too much time on these. It's supposed to be quick. All right, next one.
Well, we're also recapping these a little bit while we go through them.
The Browns. My bad. I understand that y'all have a good record against the Bengals, and like Joe Burrow can't fuck with y'all when he plays against y'all. But I didn't think y'all were gonna do that to him.
That's a good defense.
Scored 3 points. Oh yeah, I know. I picked them up in fantasy, but I didn't think it was gonna be like that. Myles Garrett was playing basketball on a football field and won his rep within 0.2 seconds.
Yeah, well,
that's crazy.
We forget that Nick Chubb's one of the best running backs in the league.
The best?
So
not the best, but one of them.
It's very close.
Yeah,
for me,
the best pure runner.
Correct. He's the best pure runner in the league. Because let's not be unrealistic here. Deshaun Watson did not win that game.
No,
he was bad.
He's been bad.
That defense was pretty elite.
Yeah.
Against a very elite everything that the Bengals have going. So,
but T. Higgins didn't have a catch, did he?
No.
That's insane. That is insane.
I mean, Jamar Chase got held to like 30 yards, so
that's also insane.
Joe Burrow had 80 yards passing.
Good Lord. All right, well, moving on.
Yeah, you continue your apology tour. I just want to say it's still week 1. Let's not.
Thank you.
Let's jump out of our fucking shoes.
No. This. I might have to do. All right, never mind. All right, next one.
I have to do this every week.
Essentially.
Can we stay on the Browns for just a second?
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, fuck you, Keem. The whole thing. You still got to put on your Keem voice and read his text to the audience at some point.
No, the fuck I don't.
Here, just get a bunch of those ping pong balls and stuff them in your mouth. You'll talk just like Keem with balls in his mouth. He likes balls in his mouth. I'm just week 1 is one of those weeks where you cannot say week 1 is not indicative of who any team is coming out of week 1. There's always weird shit that happens in week 1. Always weird shit that happens in week 1. Washington beat Jacksonville week 1 last year. There's nobody telling we were better than them. Like, it's just a matter of, did Joe Burrow look bad? Yes, but I don't think anyone thinks that that's going to be what Joe Burrow looks like for the rest of the season. It won't be.
But he always plays bad against Cleveland.
But he's also just activated from he hadn't played in he also hadn't 6 weeks.
Exactly. And then the speed from preseason, even in the games where the starters go, to regular season fucking speed is an entirely different monster. And Deshaun Watson, my big thing with the Cleveland Browns, I know Keem's thought process is the Cleveland has enough to overcome Deshaun. And maybe that's true, especially with Deshaun on his legs. But I'm telling you, that contract and what he'll be doing from the quarterback position is going to look like a fucking travesty. He is still not looked good.
No massage parlors in Cleveland.
Joe Burrow had 82 yards. That's insane.
Yeah, that
even again, if he wasn't playing.
Things that won't happen again this season.
Yep. All right. So,
although
you talk about this message from Keem,
where he said, "They don't count me out. They had us winning 5 games. Only Shaquem knew." That's what he sounds like.
That's slightly racist, but all right. You channeled Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder. All right,
that's all I could do. That's all I got.
We got Ryan Harold as Kirk Lazarus as Shaquem.
All right, next one, the Packers. I thought they weren't going to be like shit.
Yeah, this is your comparison.
Bad take. That was bad.
This was a bad take.
That was bad. That was bad. Yeah, I fucked that up. So yeah, my fault. I apologize. And then the last one.
Hey, Anita Baker.
The best QBR in the league so far as of right now.
Operator, Jordan, keep a baby on the line.
All right, next one.
Just the other night, we had a whole.
I didn't think the Bears would look as bad as they did, but they look bad. And then
the Bears was everybody's fucking like sleeper team coming in this season.
I know, and
it's true. I think Keem was one of them.
Yeah, and people were talking about how Justin Fields is a sneaky pick for MVP. That was a lot of talk in the preseason.
Might be. Look, this game again, first week
1.
If Justin Fields starts getting like 275 through the air and like 150 on the ground, which is what Lamar did his MVP season.
Yeah, they need to get rid of like Claypool needs to be off that team.
I've been calling Claypool a fucking bum.
No, we all have.
Yeah, we've had multiple conversations about Claypool on this podcast. But the thing with the Bears defense is trash. And outside the Bears defense being trash, offensively, they're going to be able to put up some points in certain games this year. But the only thing
trash.
The thing with Green Bay is that running attack with Aaron Jones, even though he got hurt at some point in that fucking game. I knew my fantasy team was loving him in the fucking game. Yeah. They have a squad. That offensive line is pretty fucking good. And just like the Jets are learning, just because you have Aaron Rodgers does not mean you have to throw it 40 times a fucking game.
Mm-hmm.
But they did. Aaron Jones had 80 yards receiving.
What was that other one? The funniest thing I've seen was, besides the Ravens guy getting knocked out of the Commanders game, was all of like really, really, really smart football people trying to figure out what the fuck the Bears were doing when it was like 1st and goal from like at the 4, and they ran that fake handoff, and then people were just running to the corner and just stopping. Like Cole Kmet literally ran straight to the defender and just stood there right at the S in Bears, and he just stood there like, oh yeah, I'm covered now. And then Justin Fields took a sack for no fucking reason. Just throw the ball away. You're outside the pocket.
It was a bad play.
Nobody understands what that play was.
So one of my biggest pet peeves in all of football, because of things like the Philly special and because of the fucking Kansas City Chiefs running around in circles before they get out to the fucking huddle.
Here's the difference.
Did that shit against us. God damn it! Why are you bringing that shit up, man?
People get. But here's the thing. Here's the knot. Because you remember the Chiefs didn't. It didn't work. The next play worked.
Yeah. Fuck them.
People get and teams get too fucking cute around the goal line. They get way too cute around the goal line. The goal line's supposed to be, my line's going to beat your fucking line. Let's line them up and fucking go. That's what it's supposed to be. The only time that you're supposed to be doing anything differently is if you have a tight end against a fucking linebacker that you like the matchup, or you got a 6'3" and above fucking wide receiver, you can throw that fade. And I don't even mostly fucking hate the fades of the goal line. It's line them up and fucking run. Like, we all know what's happening. The end zone's right here. You're trying to get in it. Let's fucking go. Like, that's supposed to be what fucking football is. They get way too fucking cute. And my team, Washington, has been one of the worst ever at that historically. They love doing dumb shit. Here's a double, triple reverse, and motherfucking, like, the tight end's gonna throw to the quarterback. It's like, what are you doing?
Hey, look, I get you, and that's cool, right? But the fact is, when y'all do that double, triple reverse, we see what the fuck the play is. It may not work, but we see it. Nobody knew what the fuck they were doing. None of the concepts they did at that point made any sense. Nobody understood.
Maybe they're setting it up.
We don't even know what they were trying to do.
They're gonna set it up for success later in the year. That's what it is.
Fucking how? I want the OC.
Hey,
I want the OC to explain that one play.
He can't, because then he's gonna fuck it up for later in the season. Jeez, you just want him to give away all the secrets?
Honestly, it looked like they were running two separate plays.
That's probably what it was.
That's exactly what it looked like. All right.
Now, this isn't the red zone. I'm sending you guys a text real quick. There's a video that Washington did years ago. And it's still, to me, in my opinion, the worst thing I've ever seen on a football field.
You remember Ezekiel Elliott's last play as a Cowboy?
That was pretty bad.
I'd actually love to I'd play it right now in the pod just for people to fucking know. I might do that. If you guys want to check it out real quick, it makes no sense. And you'll want the audio.
This video contains content from the NFL and it's blocked.
They say it all. Well, watch the shift. The guys are going to shift to the left again. And I think Hunter Smith is looking over here to see the deployment. Obviously, they have a number of guys in here, so he motions the kicker out. How about that protection? They don't even protect for their kickers here in the first half. I have never seen that play when you have a chance to get something on the board before the half.
Hey, we said the Giants can't let anybody behind them. They had 6 guys waiting there.
All right, now that you guys are seeing the video, thoughts?
I love that Albert Hainsworth is in it.
Yeah, that was the funny part. At first, I was like, "Oh, look at him being mad." Oh,
so what we did was we're down by 4 score, and instead of taking points, we're gonna run a play that has no chance in hell of working.
I think I've seen that shit in college.
We have a punter throwing the ball 40
thing is, they had an opportunity to stop, and they did it again. It was just like
it's like it was not a surprise.
So what I'm saying, it's not. I'm far from glass houses. I get it, but I can speak from it because I know the dysfunction of that shit. Some teams get too cute for their own good, and that's where you end up being completely confused because the only person that really knows what's happening is the offensive coordinator that drew that shit up and thought he had some Mighty Ducks sort of play.
Narrator, he did not.
All right, moving on.
All right, so last team, and get this out the way, the Rams. I had no idea that they would beat the Seahawks. I understand it's a divisional game, but that did not look like it. They whooped their ass.
Yeah.
30-13. They whooped their ass. And they were playing a bunch of rookies.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay.
What is his name? Okoka? The fuck was his name?
So one of my future bets for this season was the Rams having the worst record in all of football.
I can't even.
That was a bad decision.
I can't say this guy's name.
Well, it was strictly because of the amount of rookies they were starting. Is that until the Cardinals outright cut Colt McCoy and then traded for Josh Dobbs, I was like, the Rams, just because of lack of, it's basically like going out there with a fucking replacement team and saying, hey, we're going to win something. The only thing that I did downplay there's one part of it that is I'll take responsibility for being almost disrespectful, and this is where Keen gets his credit, is I should never, ever, ever, under any circumstances, doubt Sean McVay and what he can do as a coach. But number 2 is Matt Stafford has come back and is looking pretty fucking good. Now, once again, week 1, but I think everybody, I know I was of the idea Geno Smith was not going to have the same year he had last year.
You watch your fucking mouth.
It is what it is. But the Rams overall throughout the course of a season, to me, if you have a Stafford goes down, if you have I know that they got some dude that I still don't, I've seen his name a ton of times and I still can't remember.
I can't say it.
I can't say it and I don't remember.
No, I can spell it, but I won't like how it comes out of my mouth. N-A-C-U-A.
Come out of your mouth. Say it, spell it again.
N-A-C-U-A.
So why did you think you would say a yeah, all right, you know what?
Sounds racist. Yeah, that sounds racist to me. I don't know why.
You know what he sounds like? You know what that name looks like? Something you name an orca after.
Well, his first name is Puka.
Right. He has an orca name. So...
And now see our 14-foot.
I'm not laughing.
Free Willy 4. Nakua.
All right. I went from an apology tour to being roasted. That's crazy. All right.
Look, I'm sorry. If these rookies can make it happen, Sean McVay's getting coach of the year. All right, it's
week 1.
But once again, it is week 1.
But still, I did not expect that at all. All right.
Nobody expected.
All right. So are you done with your apology tour?
Some of the recaps. Okay. Yeah, I'm finished now.
No, there's one more we have to recap. And we don't even have to recap it.
Well, we're going to the recaps.
I just wanted to discuss.
Well, I think we recapped a good portion of them. Yeah. What other games do we need to touch on the recap?
The Cowboys and Giants.
I feel like that's the one.
Yeah, I was talking about that one.
What?
And one more outside of that. Well, 2 more.
All right, well, go to the other one. So I want to finish on Eagles, on the Cowboys, Giants.
All right, so the Lions and Chiefs. I expected that to happen, but it took a lot. Like Kelsey to be out, Chris Jones to be out, and
them having no offensive scheme.
James, let me ask you this. This week, outside of your Raiders, did you pick another AFC West team to win?
No.
Right.
Okay.
We know your boss is shit.
Well, no. Answer. No, wait. I got a follow-up question. Was I fucking right?
Because you're bitch being hateful.
No. Was I fucking right? I gave reasons.
I just don't think
I gave exact reasons.
Nah,
I said the Chargers can't stop the run, and they damn sure can't stop Tyreek Hill.
And I hate them.
What happened? I said we would beat Denver because we beat them 7 fucking times in a row. And what happened? Okay. And then I said the Chiefs don't have Chris Jones already. I was like, I pray to God he stay out until week 8 because he's fucking important. Then Kelsey went down. And I was like, oh yeah, the Lions definitely winning.
Okay.
They didn't win by that much, but they won.
All right, go ahead, Brian.
I just have to I'm going back to the Dallas Giants.
No, stick on the Lions Chiefs so we could go to.
It was a fluke. We know it's a fluke.
It's not a fluke. I wouldn't go as far as to call it a fucking fluke. Like being
all right, Tirico.
It's a fluke.
There's an asterisk by this game.
No.
All right.
What happened to you? Look, the Jahmyr Gibbs looks like he's the truth. I think we all kind of knew that.
Yeah.
And they're limiting his carries because David Montgomery had his moments where he was looking like the truth. Now, the thing is, by the end of the game, David Montgomery's yards per carry were 3.5. Yeah. And Jared Goff, while his numbers look good in the sense of no picks or whatever, overall, one of the receivers got over 100 yards. And if there was anything that I looked at when it came to Kansas City was that defense looked pretty fucking good against the Lions and what the Lions were supposed to bring as far as horsepower. Like the idea to me that Chris Jones, as you said, was supposed to be this really, really big deal. I was actually looking at the Chiefs that entire night and saying, is Chris Jones fucking trade bait? Because the rest of the fucking defense actually looked pretty solid against what's supposed to be one of the best offensive attacks in the league. Like the thing when we were even talking about like the Bills game, right? And the mistakes that Josh Allen made. Outside of Lamar Jackson and what nobody in America ever watches, because nobody watches fucking Ravens games unless they're on primetime. which is a problem because people don't understand what Lamar Jackson is going through. I have never seen a quarterback make every throw the right way and not a goddamn soul wanted to help him. Like, no one tried to help him. The Kadarius Toney had the worst performance, I think the worst grade of a wide receiver since 2008.
It was like, almost negative?
Yeah. It was bad.
I've never seen that. Like, to me, the only fluky thing to me is, can receivers play that bad again? Maybe, but also Eric Bieniemy might be responsible for all the success. Just throwing it out there.
That's what I said. Maybe no offensive scheme.
But the thing with Kelsey means so much to that offense, and I think it was just so glaring to see. The fact that they only lost by 1 point, to me, is a smashing success for the Kansas City Chiefs coming out of week 1. Because if you add Kelsey back to the mix,
you pick him?
I did. I picked the Chiefs because I'm not picking against. Look, here's spoiler alert. I'm picking the Chiefs every fucking week. Unless Kelsey's out for long term, I'm picking them every fucking week.
He's back in practice this week.
Right, exactly.
So unless Chris Jones is back.
It's one of those teams that I'll chalk up a win because I don't look at them. I don't look at Mahomes and say, anyway, look, if the receivers catch, if Kadarius Toney catches one of those balls, different ball game.
Yeah.
Completely different ball game. So like there's a matter of like he put the ball right where it needed to be. That interception was completely on Toney. Completely on Toney. And what was that?
What?
A touchdown, right? It was a pick six. I get it happened, but it was a pick six. So even on that end, subtract 7 points from the Detroit Lions offense, right? Because they didn't score all those points. Like there is a matter of the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs showed they have a team that's actually in a lot of ways maybe better than we've seen them be on defense.
The corner they got is nice.
And the other thing is like this was also one of the most baffling play calling games I've ever seen from Kansas City. They did not want to run the ball at all in the first half. Mahomes was the leading rusher going into the fucking half until they started getting Pacheco involved. Like, I didn't understand the game plan at all.
Hey, the person who was working on the game plan is not there.
We don't know that. We don't know what anyone does there.
Yeah. Well, based on last week. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean,
all right. So we talked about the Lions and Chiefs. We already talked about the Browns and Bengals. We talked about the Packers and Bears, the Dolphins and Chargers game. Thoughts? Anybody care? Tyreek Hill is him. We all knew that.
This is my apology.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Chuck. Your jiu-jitsu in the offseason fucking worked. Look, I've been low on the Dolphins because I don't think Tua is going to make it through a season. I still kind of don't think he's going to make it through a season. Just because of the violent nature of fucking quarterback play. I mean, everyone's like, Kenny Pickett got hit in the game early in the game, and everybody's saying that like he should have been evaluated for concussion. I don't still understand if I got away with that. Even Sam Howell, I don't understand how there's not Cardinals players that haven't been suspended after what they were fucking doing to Sam Howell in that goddamn game. That was nuts.
And what Denver was doing.
So like the idea that Tua is going to make it completely through a season, I don't know. But what I will say is that you can legitimately look at Tua and say this offseason, he legitimately improved on things he needed to. That release on that fucking ball is so much quicker than it was last year, which was something that got them in trouble. His decision-making today, or on Sunday, was so much better than it was last year in the sense of not holding on the ball too goddamn long, just getting rid of it. And Tyreek Hill, man, sorry to you, guy. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, if I'm looking at, like, receivers in the sense of, like, who I always think is the best, you're going to usually go along the lines of, like, guys that you prototypically look at as receivers. So, like, Justin Jefferson, Devontae Adams, Stephon Diggs, those guys. Tyreek Hill might be the best player not named Patrick Mahomes or Aaron Donald in all of fucking football. It just so happens that he plays wide receiver. Like, it's I don't think that anybody looks at him as, like, that pure. He is a game breaker. He's an absolute game changer. And before this season, he said he wanted 2,000 yards receiving. And it looks like a fucking possibility as long as Tua is upright. It truly does. I don't see anyone stopping this offense in the way they clicked. I understand it was against the Chargers, but the Chargers last year had fucking answers for the Dolphins fucking offense. And what they're doing this year, in as far as the way Tua is playing, if he keeps it up and can just stay healthy, the sky's the fucking limit for that Miami Dolphins team. Honest to God.
They only beat them by 2.
The offense looks sick. And the thing with the Chargers is they also have a very legit offense with a guy who's much better than fucking Josh Allen and Justin Herbert. You keep doing that shit. Justin Herbert would never do that to his team. Okay.
No, the coaches will do it.
Exactly. And that guy's gone.
No, he's still there.
The offensive coordinator.
I was talking about Staley.
Staley's defense. That's all defense. And the defense has tons of problems. Tons of problems.
Yeah. Unlimited problem.
Unlimited.
But Tua, man, bravo to you, bro, because you looked
one game
good.
I expect that all year long. I think Waddle's going to go off this week. They're gonna try to overcorrect.
What are you gonna say?
Spend too much time on Tyreek. Waddle gonna go crazy.
My main fantasy football league, I have both Waddle and Hill. Those are my two starting wide receivers, and I'm starting them every fucking week. And I was so excited to have them.
That's kind of crazy.
Is that a 4-person league?
12.
But that's kind of crazy to have both. Okay.
I believe. See, here's the thing. Most times you'd think that, but actually, if you look at the stats as far as like duos and stuff, you start realizing you're more consistent. Your variation is so much less than if you go outside of that. The only thing is consistent. It could be consistently bad, but it's usually more consistent. But if you look at Tyreek and Waddle, if Waddle scores a touchdown in any particular game, he's made up everything I need my fucking wide receiver 2 to do, because I know Tyreek's going to fucking eat. So like, that's the thing is, and especially in all these leagues where you're getting at least half-point PPR, I fucking adore it. I love having these guys in my fucking
I hate the half point. All right.
Well, we did a variation. We have half point PPR, and then we also we started for the first time this year because Yahoo finally allowed it. We're doing a half point for first downs, rushing or receiving.
Josh Jacobs will be great there.
Yeah, he led the league in that last year.
Yep.
Outside of Jalen Hurts.
No,
was it still Josh? Okay,
yeah.
My bad.
All right, so
last one.
Y'all want to talk about the Cowboys and Giants?
Yes.
I just want to bring up one thing.
Okay.
Dallas beat the Giants 40-0 with their quarterback throwing for 140 yards, their leading rusher rushing for 70 yards, and their leading receiver having 77, which tells me that they started on the wrong side of the field every single possession. That was one of the
special team scores.
That was one of the worst offensive performances, other than Josh Allen, just 24 hours later.
Good job.
That I have ever seen. It was atrocious.
Yeah, it was bad.
That being said, still week 1.
Now, I know that when we were doing the season preview, I said I'm a Daniel Jones guy. I said that he was more mobile Flacco. I still kind of believe that to be true.
No, you can't possibly believe that.
I know, I still believe it to a certain degree. Once again, week 1. But the thing with Dallas is, as I said, I had them winning the NFC East. And the reason I had them winning the NFC East is because there's no team back-to-back. Philadelphia should on paper. The only thing with Dallas, and I know it was both me and Keen's pick. I think maybe one of you guys also picked Micah Parsons to win Defensive Player of the Year.
I did not.
Okay, so it was just me and Keen. That team, that defense is terrifying. It's fucking scary. And you know who they play this week? Just take a look and tell me you're going to laugh immediately.
How the fuck can I see it?
Spoiler alert, it's the Jets.
Oh shit. Yeah, I see it now.
This will not be Zach Wilson's coming out party. It will be the thing you could see on that Cowboys team was that out the gate, that defense is having a blast out there. And that's one thing you never want to see as an offense, is a defense eating and being like, we're out here balling. The rain did not help things as far as what New York was trying to do offensively. But also, if you look at the New York Giants last year, you're talking about probably of the teams with winning records. Dable won Coach of the Year. And he won Coach of the Year. I think it was at least in the running for Coach of the Year. I think he did win Coach of the Year. But that was a team that was extremely lucky. If you look at the NFC East schedules last year, especially, we had more.
Sirianni.
I remember you're wrong about that. I remember he was at least in the more running.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got Coach of the Year.
Okay. Yeah.
It was mainly because of the turnaround from the previous season to this season for the Giants. But there was a lot of things that just went their way. Offensively, they still have a lot of things they need to work about. I still have them being last place in the division, if not third. Just it's us and it's them and the Commanders, really. But the Cowboys, man, they didn't even have to show out on offense. That was a defensive fucking win, through and through. And the rain stopped them from doing what it is they need to do offensively too. We haven't seen it yet. If the Cowboys can do even a modicum of what they have typically done on offense with a Brandon Cooks, it pains me to say this. It pains me to say this, but they are Super Bowl bound.
I will see how they play against that Jets defense, because
the Jets need to roll out the Bill Belichick versus the Bills offense this game. Anything other than that is a failure. And I'm saying put Garrett Wilson in the fucking backfield. I'm dead serious. It's like they need to run the ball. What's the dude that ran the touchdown back?
Jahmyr Gibbs.
No, for the Jets, the dude that just made the squad. I just said his name early in the fucking pod, but the wide receiver, what is
number 82,
Gibson, Xavier Gibson.
Sounds like it.
Put him in the fucking backfield. Like I'm saying, they need to run every fucking.
They have good running backs.
Give everyone a shot to run the ball.
Gibson.
Everyone gets a shot at running the ball. I don't throw it maybe not once in that game.
All right. So, all right, two quick things like about week 1, then we can move on to the preview of week 2. So, our picks, the fantasy football league picks. Right now, Ryan, you got 8. Me, Keem, and KDot, we're all at 10.
Thank you, Josh Allen.
Week 1.
I should have a 2-point lead, but Josh Allen had to throw it away.
But you don't. And then also fantasy football. So in our podcast league,
I think I lost by like 1 point. Oh no, Josh Allen fucked me. That's what happened.
Let's see, week 1. Okay, so Ryan, who did you play? All right, you played my sister-in-law, and you lost 88 to 100. Cool. Which one is Keem?
Keem is the SS Deadass. Yep.
Yeah.
I play him this week.
Oh shit! So he lost. I think that's Frank. 101 to 103, and then KDot.
I lost to you.
Yeah, 126 to 125,
which was some bullshit.
Funny thing is, my dad had the second highest score in the league. No, he won.
I won.
Yeah, I have the highest score of the losers of week 1.
Yeah, and then my boss had the actual highest at 142.
I had Jacoby Myers on my bench, so
yeah, I had him on my bench in a couple of leagues.
Brees Hall fucked me at the end.
No, he did what he was supposed to do.
No, he outperformed. He was only scheduled to get 10 points, which would have still maintained my victory. He went past it.
Yeah.
If you're doing what you're supposed to do, Brees, stick to the projections. So
nope.
Especially when you're playing against the Alabama chair shots.
Dude, do more.
Also, I did find it funny. I was looking at your team, and Bleacher Report, as they always do, have the Gridiron Heights, which is one of my favorite internet series, and they did mention how anyone but Sam Laporta just means you watched or listened to a couple fantasy football podcasts before you draft. And everyone that has them thinks they're smarter than they are. I'm saying what Bleacher Report said. It's not my opinion.
Who gives a shit? Like, who gives a fuck? That's a blanketed statement. I didn't listen to none of that shit. I just watched the fucker coming out of college.
Yeah, I know. You did that and Michael Mayer.
Let's get into the week 2 picks.
All right, week 2. Let's see.
That one pull my picks up.
All right. So we got a game tomorrow night or tonight.
Tonight, if I can get this pod done.
My guy. All right. So it's Philly versus Minnesota. I have Philly winning. What about y'all?
Same.
Philadelphia.
All right, cool. First game on Sunday. We got Green Bay and Atlanta. I have Green Bay. My bad.
I also have the Packers.
Yep.
Watch they lose.
Like all they need to do is when they get also the Jets should be putting out feelers to Taylor Heineke.
Yeah.
All right, keep going.
All right. We got Buffalo and Vegas. I have Vegas. I know y'all both have Buffalo. It's cool.
Bills aren't finished. I think the Bills will not start 0-2.
Which is exactly why they might. All right, next
I might be a fucking dolphin.
Or an orca.
Orca, yeah, named Puka.
You could be in your previous or next life.
That's
all right.
Oh, that'd be dope. I want to be a whale.
You think about it, maybe not.
You asked me a Puka and you end up as the shells, I'd be pissed.
All right, we got Cincinnati and Baltimore. I got to go with Cincinnati on this one.
Yeah, I have a feeling that all the people who are supposed to make the playoffs who all got fucking crushed in week 1 or lost, they're gonna come out week 2 a little bit different.
I also have the Bengals, and I don't like that us 3 have the Bengals. This feels like a Keen trash talking win.
Nah, because he ain't gonna watch this shit, so it don't matter.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But he can see who made the picks.
Yeah, but he'll be wrong on some other shit that we can harp on. Then we got Seattle and Detroit. I have Detroit.
Lions. Geno Smith, come on.
Geno Smith, baby.
Yeah. All right, then we got the Chargers at Tennessee. I have the Chargers.
Whoa, you picked an AFC West team.
I'm picking who I think is gonna win. Like, this is the pick'em league, sir. I'm trying to win.
I'm just proud of you for overcoming your hate. It's important.
Yeah, we'll see. We got Tampa Bay and Chicago. I have Tampa Bay.
I also have Tampa, but I'm not confident.
Same.
All right.
Get your weight up, bro.
We have Kansas City and Jacksonville.
It's not.
I got
Kansas City.
I got Jacksonville.
I'm not picking against the Chiefs. Travis Kelce's playing.
I know that. I hope that's your downfall. Then we have Indy at Houston. I have Indy.
Yeah, this is the hardest game I think for me to pick because
Richardson's actually playing.
But he's gonna be hobbled. So
no, he's not even on the injury report.
Right. That doesn't mean he's not going to be a little slower than normal.
Richardson is going to be hurt all season.
Yeah, he is.
They better stop running him the way they are.
They are never going to stop doing that.
I have the Colts anyway, but I realize
they need to learn from Andrew Luck. All right, we got San Francisco and the Rams. I have San Francisco.
San Francisco.
That one was the hardest for me to say, yeah, because I hate the Niners.
See, you can't lead your life with so much hate.
Yes, you can, and continue to do it.
But good job overcoming.
Yeah,
we should. Okay,
don't do that. Don't do that.
Who are you picking?
Oh, I got a sidebar. Oh, never mind. Fuck it. Let's get through the picks.
Yeah, I gotta make a phone call in like 5
minutes. All right, so. We got New York and Arizona. I have Arizona.
I've got New York.
Yeah, I don't think the Giants do what they did twice. And the worst team in the league, still Arizona.
They played the Commanders pretty good. We got Dallas and New York, the Jets. I have Dallas.
Cowboys.
We got Denver versus Washington. I have Denver.
I have the Commanders. Washington.
You see how I picked 2 AFC West teams?
You are overcoming hate.
Oh, shut up.
Sing the song, Ryan.
We got motherfucker. If you put "We Shall Overcome" in the background of this, I'm gonna fight you, nigga. We're not doing Negro spirituals right now. All right,
I gotta say this thing now.
It's funny because I know so many.
My girlfriend was in the car today and was passing an ice cream truck when she was on the phone with me. And we noticed that it wasn't the original ice cream song. It was another ice cream song. And she started singing this song about having a banjo in Alabama. What the fuck is this? She's like, it's what they were playing. And she was right. But then I found out that the ice cream truck song that we all knew growing up is the most racist song maybe in the history of humanity.
Yes, it
is. I would have been singing it all day.
It's the fact that it still gets played.
Wait, what?
Shocking to me. We'll go over this after. It is one of the worst songs, but because people still associate it with ice cream, they just took the lyrics away.
Like that one?
Not quite.
Not quite.
But you're close.
You're close.
All right.
That was can you throw a movie show? Like you comment on the show, do your ears hang low?
Or do your chain hang low?
Yeah,
that's That's when Yin Yang was in this thing.
I lost my black card.
All right, we got Miami and New
England.
I have Miami.
Miami.
This is why I think Waddle goes off, because Bill Belichick's gonna do something to slow down Tyreek.
I don't think anybody on the planet can slow that man down right now.
You can
do bracket coverage with more coverage over the top. So triple team.
Wait till they play Arizona and one of them takes out his legs.
That might happen. You gotta catch him now.
We got New Orleans and Carolina.
I
have New Orleans. And then we have Cleveland and Pittsburgh.
Yes, sir. I divert from the group. Pittsburgh.
I have Cleveland.
I have Pittsburgh.
Woo! Not alone.
All right.
Small hands team over here.
I mean,
who do we play this week? Week 2. All right. So I'm playing whoever the hell Peeping and Sleeping is. It's a weird name.
That's a fucking or whoever has that name is a rapist.
That is a weird name. All right.
Come on, I'm just saying, if a rapist was in our league, that'd be the team name, right?
What is it?
That's
Sleeping and Creeping. That's some serial killer shit.
Gotta be Deshaun Watson, right?
Deshaun Watson in our league.
All right.
Peeping and sleeping.
All right. Let's see. All right,
I be peeping while you be sleeping, and I be creeping.
You play Keem.
I do.
Don't go on 2.
I want
somebody going on 2. All right, and then
I play Justin.
Yeah, my little brother. Let's see how that goes. All right.
I'll be talking shit though.
Yeah, of course, as you should. All right. So, final thoughts, guys. Go ahead, Ryan.
Okay. So the Mets having a bad season.
Yeah.
Unloaded a bunch of players, some of which are future Hall of Famers, and it made me very sad. But Max Scherzer's done for the season with an injury. Justin Verlander gave up like 8 runs in the first inning last game.
Mm-hmm.
Mets still aren't going to make the playoffs, but the return we got for all the people we unloaded was finally one of the smart things the Mets have done. Not listening to me, like keep going till the end. I think Luis Angel Acuna is batting like 340 with like 50 stolen bases. All the kids that we got that are going to be Mets in the future seem to be crushing it.
So the opposite of the Angels.
Yeah, they did the thing they were supposed to do. And we'll probably get Ohtani next year. He'll never pitch again. But it'll be
y'all
nice.
Is such a shitty Yankee ripoff. You got to win. You spend all the money, you got to win. Stop ruining these guys.
Yankees did it for a decade with spending all the money and also
we
not winning. No,
we won.
You guys haven't won in like 15 years.
Steinbrenner's been dead for 15 fucking years. This is when it stopped.
Are you a Nats fan or a Yankees fan?
I grew up. I hate the Mets. I hate the bullshit. Woe is us nonsense.
I've never woed as us.
Fuck you. Your entire identity is you're a fucking Bills and a Mets fan. That's all you are, you piece of shit. Like you're just the fan bases that people feel sorry for. What are they? Ryan, sign up. Like you piece of shit. I fucking hate that. And then you guys turn into the Yankees with no fucking success.
It's been trash. It was
trash.
1 year.
You took my guy. Scherzer's hurt now. You ruined him, you pieces of shit.
You're welcome.
All right. So final thought. What you got, man?
I was wading in the water.
All right, I was something TV wise. Ahsoka's good. Surprisingly,
Top boy.
Watch the Netflix original film. You're so not invited to my bat mitzvah, which is
yes.
Adam Sandler and his daughters and wife. Even though his wife plays the daughter's friend's mom, and Idina Menzel's playing his wife again, like she did in Uncut Gems. That movie was so much better than it had any business being, and I was very, very surprised, and it was very, very awesome. I really, really enjoyed it. I think that's it that I've seen recently that I'm like, I've been rewatching House of Cards, underrated, pretty fucking good, and I did a Mindhunter rewatch, which is also pretty fucking dope. Yeah. Also, No Hard Feelings, the Jennifer Lawrence R-rated comedy. I did find pretty fucking funny. Yeah, just still. Oh, and Asteroid City. I did watch that finally. I'm not a huge Wes Anderson guy. He's too white and quirky for me. But it was great. And Jeffrey Wright is like the perfect guy to be in
Steve Zissou is one of my favorite characters, but I'll allow it.
Like Royal Tenenbaums, I'm just Wes. I love the aesthetic. I don't love his humor all the time.
I also watched Top Boy in its entirety.
No shit.
In 2 days.
That's the one I really wanted to start.
That show
is incredible.
Is so fucking good.
Not better than Andor, but yeah.
I don't say that lightly. If it makes me keep watching where I cannot not watch the next episode, it's very, very good. And that's why I like to watch all the episodes at once.
All right.
Sorry.
My final thought. I'm gonna try to be quick with these. All right. So 1, Jimmy Bitches, he wins. I love it. My guy Jimmy G. 2, I'm looking forward to seeing what comes out of this Jim Trotter versus the NFL thing. Some of the quotes that have been attributed to Jerry Jones and the Bills owner. It sounds nuts. They both came out and denied it, but we'll see what happens with that. Just wanted to mention it at some point. Then we have One Piece. Last episode was sick. Looking forward to the end of this whole arc. Shit has been going on for like 2 years now. That's what it feels like.
Are you talking about the live action One Piece?
No. Oh. Anime.
I heard it's good.
Yeah, but it's kind of like, all right, you run your first season, was like what, 12 episodes, and you realize if you really want to do this, you got over 1,000 more.
No one wants to do that.
Exactly. So that's the One Piece anime. Really fucking good. Looking forward to see what they do next. Then also I started to see some stuff on a DBZ comeback, or Dragon Ball Super, sorry. The next season. Looking forward to that. I don't think the screenshots I saw were real, but it got me excited.
All right.
I might be the only one that really watches anime here.
Yes.
I
did add a bunch to my Netflix list.
You watch on
Netflix. I don't have enough time.
I'm not. Crunchyroll is I hate Crunchyroll's interface is shit.
Where do you like? How do you watch anime, on the TV or on your phone?
Who watches TV? On their phone?
He watches shit on his phone.
Yeah, I watch on my phone.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
The most I do is sometimes I got the bar over there. I'll sit at the bar because I can smoke at the bar, and I'll like watch on my iPad sometimes.
Can't you smoke where you're sitting right now?
So where I'm sitting right now used to be where the weed tent was. So I didn't have space to do anything. So now in the next few weeks, you're going to start saying, I already have the posters. I bought them last year. You're going to see all my minimalist movie posters behind me. I'm going to start actually making shit happen. Right. I got a clean slate over here. So it's going to, I got space.
Cool beans. All right. And then last thing before we go,
I'm going to sing the ice cream song.
No.
Okay.
No, do not.
Do your shade hang low, do it wobble to it from.
KDot, Ryan, how y'all doing?
Great.
Cool.
I've been better.
Okay.
Sick as shit last week, which has put me behind the 8 ball.
But also worse.
I've been significantly worse.
Yeah, but you just do a bunch of 8 balls to get out of being behind the 8 ball.
There we are. Do drugs, kids.
It helps.
No.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Love you. Bye.